My name is Jim Meredith. I'm the principal at Nazareth Academy High School in Philadelphia. I graduated from what is now known as Stales University with a degree in politics, and I have a master's degree from Cabrini University in education. So money is the mother's milk of politics, and the NRA has lots of money to go around. They are well funded, and as an institutional group, they have lots of members. So they essentially write gun policy, and if there's a policy that counteracts their philosophy, they'll fight against it. So the NRA's influence and money is a problem because our streets aren't getting less violent, our schools aren't getting less safer, and society is struggling because of the NRA's influence in our politics. I think the funding does affect political positions of candidates running for office, because in strong NRA areas across the country, there are candidates who rely on NRA funding to get elected because they can't get elected without it. So they're going to make sure that their positions are in line with the NRA, and the NRA will give them a rating. If they have an A+ rating from the NRA, it's going to impact their funding and also impact their support at the ballot box. So absolutely it has an effect.
Do you think this benefits the people or just the NRA interests?
Well, I'm biased, but I think it benefits the NRA. They're spending money for an outcome, and the outcome is that they don't want any legislation that counteracts their philosophy. In the last month, it's September. In the last month, we heard about conversations between the Senate and the president on background checks on gun legislation. Well, we heard a lot of buzz, but so far it's ground to a halt because I think the NRA has gotten involved behind the scenes. So as long as that's happening, and as long as politicians don't have the will to stand up to the NRA, you won't have real change. In my opinion, current gun laws are lacking. I think background checks should be in effect, and I also think that the Second Amendment can still be protected without giving everyone access to an AR-15 or an AK-47. So there needs to be background checks and stricter limitations on what kind of weapons, what kind of guns Americans can have.
When do you feel the violence? When do you feel the issue with gun violence started?
Okay.
It's okay.
To strike a balance between public safety and gun laws, if there is legitimate gun control legislation where you take away these weapons of mass destruction, you secure weapons in the hands of people who are licensed, trained, and their backgrounds are checked, then the Second Amendment is upheld, right to bear arms, but also you can have those safe to carry laws in states where they feel like they're protecting their property or their lives. Well, they can do that because they've been trained, licensed, and the background's been checked. So I think there is a balance on having a safe society and respecting the Second Amendment.
Okay. I don't know about this question. You can say no, you don't want to answer. It is said that the Democratic Party is more worried about the gun laws than other political parties. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's said that generally speaking, the liberals and moderate to liberals in the Democratic Party are tougher on guns than moderate conservative Democrats and conservative Republicans. I think that's the case. And I think it comes from ideology, and I think it comes from socioeconomic factors and political factors. Where are these politicians being elected from? Where they live and where they are philosophically with their politics. I think the way that Congress is made up now in the Senate, you have Republicans who are in control, and many of them are representing areas that really strongly believe in the Second Amendment, and there's a big NRA push. And as long as that is in concert, you're going to have those folks supporting the Second Amendment and the other folks supporting tighter restrictions on guns. I think it's possible to uphold the Second Amendment and also have gun control.